Today we are going to be predicting the top 10 quarterbacks for next season. Let's get into it. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Noah. Let's talk about some football, baby. We are officially 4 days away from kickoff. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. I feel like I've been saying this every video now. We are 4 days away, man. This is the NFL passing list for the top 10 players, or actually the whole league in order for last season. We're going to be predicting the top 10 for next season. This is going to be purely off of passer stats, so some picks may upset you a little bit. I'm sorry. Feelings are going to be hurt a little bit. Now, number one on this list, I have Patrick Mahomes. Now, Noah, why do you have Patrick Mahomes? Listen, I think he will have his best wide receiver squad in a while, potentially ever, this upcoming season. And honestly, everything that we've seen and covered on this channel so far somehow is looking like he's about to have one of his best seasons. I think he will have a 5,000 yard season like in 2022. Last season he didn't put up as many yards, but they still managed to win the Super Bowl. I think Xavier Worthy will have a 1,000-yard rookie season, and I think there'll be a couple others on the team such as Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice who also put up plus 1,000 yards. Now this team is going to be very fun to watch. They're going to be very dynamic. The Chiefs have said, specifically Mahomes has said, that they are trying to bring back the deep ball this year, kind of like earlier in Mahomes' career. So look out for that. I think for that reason, Patrick Mahomes is going to take back the throne and be the #1 passer in the league. At number 2, I have CJ Stroud. Now he put up 4,000 yards in his rookie season, and honestly, in my opinion, he's primed to have an even better year this upcoming season. Now he has Stephon Diggs alongside Nico Collins and Tank Dell. His options at wide receivers seem endless. In my opinion, CJ Stroud is going to keep evolving and growing as a player, and his play style 3 years from now could be completely different than we saw last season. Although he does seem very mature and poised already, he is still young and he still has a lot to learn, and he still will grow as a player. With that being said, people will think, oh, he just had a good rookie year, there's film of him now, he's not going to do as good this season. I disagree. I think he's going to do even better. Like I just said, he's going to keep growing and progressing, and this season the Texans are going to be very scary. They could make it deep into the playoffs, and honestly, it's only a matter of time till this guy Stroud makes it to the Super Bowl, bro. Let's just be real here. It's only a matter of time till CJ Stroud makes it to the Super Bowl and gets one of these. Now, number 3, I have Tua Tagovailoa. Noah, why is he at number 3? He was just at number 1 last season. I know, listen, he put up a ton of yards last season. He threw for 4,600 yards. A lot of them went to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill put up 1,800 yards last season alongside Jalen Waddle putting up 1,000. The Dolphins have 2 of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL, probably 2 of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL, and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I really like Jalen Waddle a lot. If Tyreek Hill wasn't on the team, I think Jalen Waddle would put up even better numbers. That might be a crazy take, but I don't know. Jalen Waddle, I just love it, man. I love Jalen Waddle. He's good. Anyways, the Dolphins have a super explosive offense. You cannot forget this is a squad that put up 70 points on the Broncos, I think it was, last season. Tua is probably gonna have another season similar to last year. Only reason he's at number 3 instead of 1 is because I don't know if he'll be able to lead the league twice in a row in terms of yards. I think maybe last season he just put up a ton of yards. This season they might dial it back a bit, but like I said, they do have 2 of the top receivers, so end of the day there really is no reason to dial it back a bit. So this one, number 3, I could be wrong, but I feel Tua in the top 3 is still a very safe pick, and I firmly believe Mahomes will put up slightly more yards. Now, number 4, this is a very surprising pick to me. I have Brock Purdy somehow this high on the list. Now, why do I have him this high on the list? Mainly because of his situation with the 49ers and how good the team is around him. They did just send Brandon Ayuk to a massive $120 million deal. He has Deebo Samuel as well, and a top tight end in George Kittle. They also have Christian McCaffrey. So overall, they have one of the best teams on paper, and that is only on offense. When we get into their defense is probably even better. 49ers are a very complete team. Brock Purdy is nothing special, but he's good enough to get the job done and good enough to win games. It's very hard to tell, like, if you placed him on a different team, who knows how he'd perform, but because he has these amazing players around him, it's going to help him play better. I don't think it's fair to hold that against him, because end of the day, dude wasn't even hyped up in the draft. He was literally the last pick. So it's like, how can you hold what teammates he has against him when he has no control over that? God forbid the guy's job is a little bit easier and he has good wide receivers. I don't know, that's just me. My opinion over him has changed a bit recently. I used to be a Brock Purdy hater and be like, oh, he has the best wide receivers in the league, of course he's gonna do good. But now it's like, bro, that's the whole point of building a team. He is not a Mahomes level quarterback. He's not a CJ Stroud level quarterback. I don't think he's a Jordan Love level quarterback. But Brock Purdy is good enough to win. God damn it, good enough to win a Super Bowl if I'll be down, bro. If he literally just does his job and stays healthy, he'll easily put up over 4,000 yards without even playing ridiculous level of football. That is how good this 49ers team is. And for that reason, I have Brock Purdy at number 4. Number 5, I have rookie Caleb Williams. Yes, I know he's a rookie, but so was CJ Stroud last season. CJ Stroud played so good, and I literally forgot he was a rookie because how well he played. CJ Stroud already a top quarterback, second year. Caleb Williams, I think, could be very similar. Caleb Williams has an amazing squad around him, including wide receivers DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and rookie Rome Odunze, who will have a great season in my opinion. The Caleb hype is very real. He's probably the next Mahomes. I've never seen a quarterback like this. Mahomes didn't even look like this early in his career. Mahomes didn't look like Mahomes until probably year 2 or 3. From what we've seen in preseason, Caleb Williams is already looking incredible. And I'm saying it right now, god damn it, Caleb Williams is the next Patrick Mahomes, maybe even better. The talent is undeniable. It seems like he doesn't get nervous. He seems very calm. He seems very confident. Confidence goes a long way in the NFL. You're very confident in yourself. You know the throws you're making. When you're not confident, that's when you start to make mistakes and doubt yourself and get in your own head as a quarterback. He seems very confident. I have very high expectations for Caleb Williams, and I'm gonna try to get him in my fantasy football draft. If I can get him in one of the later rounds, hey man, we lit. Number 6, I have Packers quarterback Jordan Love. He threw for 4,159 yards and 32 touchdowns last season, and I think he'll put up similar numbers this year. Although they don't have any receivers that got over 1,000 yards last season, their wide receiver core is good enough and still full of young developing players. Actually, Packers have the youngest wide receiver core in the league. All these guys are like 24 or 25 range. This stat was from 2023, but I'm pretty sure it's still true. If it's not, they are definitely still one of the youngest units in the league. Packers, I have a lot of faith in right now. I think they're in a very great spot for many reasons. I feel like I have a video about them more in depth on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, I have videos on a lot of these teams on my channel as well. So yeah, Jordan Love, I feel like at number 6 is a fair spot for him. He could be higher. Maybe I swap him with Brock Purdy, swap that number 4 for 6 spot. But right now, I have Jordan Love in my top 6. Number 7, we have Trevor Lawrence. Now, he is coming off a 4,000-yard, 21 touchdown season. He did barely make it in the top 10 for passing stats last year, but I think he will have a better season this time around. They did lose his number 1 target in Calvin Ridley, who is now a Titan. By the way, Titans are severely underrated. Video on them coming soon. But yeah, Ridley had 1,000 yards last season, and he was Trevor Lawrence's go-to man. However, I think wide receiver Christian Kirk will end up having a decent season, and he could hit 1,000 yards, but I honestly wouldn't bet on it. Either way, I would like to see Trevor Lawrence ball out a little bit more, especially after he is one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league. Tied in first with Joe Burrow and Jordan Love. I think it's $55 million a year. I should have wrote it down in my notes right here, but I don't have it. I'm pretty sure it's $55 million though, if my noggin is correct. Now this one's going to get some people mad, and I very much understand, but keep in mind this is purely on passing yards, not total yards. If it was total yards, Lamar Jackson would be number 1. But for number 8, in terms of pure passing, I have Lamar Jackson. Now another reason I put Lamar this low on the list is because I really just think he's going to pass a lot less this year, and that is because of the addition of Derrick Henry on the Ravens. I think that's going to kind of change up the tempo of the Ravens. They won't have to pass as much and rely on Lamar to make crazy plays, play after play after play after play. They now have Derrick Henry to pound the ball and take the load. Pause, hey, yo. But listen, they will be a run-dominant team. They'll be able to have the ability to mix it up between pass and run depending on how they're feeling, depending on what coverages are being thrown at them. But overall, Lamar's workload is going to be decreased a bit, and this is going to be a good thing. It's going to keep him healthy. It's going to keep his play sharp. It's going to keep him from making mistakes. And honestly, I think Derrick Henry is a great addition to this team. Almost game-breaking. I do think this will be a good season for wide receiver Zay Flowers. I'm going to predict a 1,000-yard season for him right now. I would also like to see tight end Isaiah Likely get more involved this season. He is very talented, and he is a great pairing with tight end Mark Andrews. By the way, another good tight end for fantasy when he's healthy. At number 9, we have Baker Mayfield. Baker actually had a good year last season, putting up 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 94.6. Not QBR, passer rating. His QBR is only 54.5 and factors in many other things to calculate it, but for the sake of today's video, we're looking at pure passer rating. Last season, both Mike Evans and Chris Godwin put up over 1,000 reception yards and 15 total touchdowns, with 13 being for Mike. Now, I think they'll both have similar performances this year, but the Bucs may end up being better than we're all expecting. They do have a good roster when you really look at the team. I don't know if it's fair to call them sleepers, but I think they'll be able to shock everyone this year. Now at number 10, this one was kind of a tough one for me personally. Jared Goff. He was at number 2 last season in total yards, behind Tua with just shy of 4,630 touchdowns. So why is he at number 10 on this list? Honestly, I really don't know. I tried sitting for a solid 10 minutes. I literally sat here and I tried thinking, I tried rationalizing it like, oh, maybe they might pass less. But then I was just thinking like, you know what? This doesn't make sense. They have a really good offense. They have Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I really like their offense. I really like this team. They're one of my Super Bowl picks, honestly. So why do I have Jared Goff at number 10? I honestly don't know. I'm going to trade him up for Brock Purdy, actually. I'm going to put him at 4 and Brock Purdy at 10. I really like Jared Goff. I really like the Lions. I was just putting a lot of time into this list and just setting things out and looking at the stats for the last season, the last 2 seasons, the last 3 seasons, and trying to look at trends and trying to see who pops off when, what teams have changed, what receivers have changed teams. Looking at everything, it was very, very difficult. This is going to be like a 10-minute video, but the time that went into getting all the data and everything needed for this video is much more than you guys would expect. So Jared Goff, I'm going to bump up to number 4. Brock Purdy, I will have at number 10. And I think the rest of the list is going to stay the same. If you guys agree or disagree with any of my picks, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to the most this season. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you guys want to see more just like this, go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, man, my name is Noah and I'm out. Peace.